Hey guys, you want to play some games? Hello everyone. Welcome to episode 12 of the Pixel Pub podcast. My name is Andy, who I got to my left.
Kathy!
Across from me.
What? Josh.
Yep.
I'm Shelby.
There we go.
Look, this is going to be a thing. Because I go back and listen to the podcast. And every time.
Well, then you sit on this side next time, and then we'll go around in circle.
We're going to get this.
Next time, we'll get it right. Next time.
Well, usually I do sit there.
I know. Well, usually I sit where Kathy is.
Yeah.
And Kathy sits where you are, and you sit right where I am.
This is the first time I've sat over here.
Oh, I guess we should tell people we're actually in the same
I
room
was about
together.
to say that this is the first time since February that we're all back in the same room together. It's only four of us, and we are at least 3 feet apart, I'd say.
4 of us and Lilo.
Yeah, Lilo can't get the...
Well, I don't go near people anymore because I just sit at home all the time. So if we got COVID, well, I guess potentially we could have got COVID in Walmart earlier.
It was Walmart. Walmart was kind of busy.
Yeah, I immediately regretted our decision as soon as we walked in there. I was like, oh my god, all these people, and I don't know where they came from.
The college students are moving in, man.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Well, we were all masked up, and I don't know about y'all.
And then touched all the toys in the toy section.
Yeah, I touched a few toys.
We did do that.
It was mostly everybody in there was wearing masks too.
Yeah.
There was some couple idiots.
Oh, did you see people? I didn't see anybody.
There was one lady
There
that
was
was
one lady
like,
had her mask around her chin.
Yeah, there was one lady that was like, all these people think they're intelligent, and she's holding her mask up while she's talking. I had to talk to Andy about that.
Yeah, I saw her too.
It's like, moron.
Oh gosh.
So we're back. We are not on the Skype anymore. So I guess we start with our life updates. I think I'm the only one who wrote life updates down in the Google Doc. Yep, I am.
I haven't been that time.
So
Where's the Google Doc?
it gets sent to you you wrote in it, as a matter of fact.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm looking at what you wrote. Ever Oasis like with community building.
Shush! Don't give away my stuff.
So I'm just going to start off here with a few plugs for some stuff that we've been doing on the side here on Kathy and I's YouTube channel. We recently uploaded a kind of a watch-along commentary style watching of the movie The End of Evangelion, which was fucking weird.
Yeah, we thought it would provide some clarity to the series, and it did not.
It did not.
Do anime movies usually do? I don't feel like they do. I feel like every movie
this was
spin-off
beyond
of an anime
weird.
Show.
It was so weird that I didn't feel compelled to look up what it meant. I was just like, you know what? I wouldn't even know where to start. So
It was weird. I must say.
Yeah, there was giant plastic ladies, big angels, naked people everywhere.
Masturbation.
Kind of pedophilia. This is how adults kiss. That's
really weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Josh is just making faces.
That was a boob grab. That was definitely pedophilia because that was an old man and a 14-year-old girl.
Yeah.
But she's kind of not real. She kind of turned into blobs right there.
So obviously the audience is intrigued by this information. So
yeah, go watch.
Look it up.
Just go.
Go
It's
watch
like an
it,
hour
listen to
and 25 minutes of us going, "What the fuck?" every 5 minutes, I guess. It was fun though. It was a good learning experience because we're gonna have to wear headphones next time because you just hear Shinji screaming every 5 minutes. It's insane. But yeah, good. Check that out if you're a fan of Evangelion. I know it's super popular, but I think we had a lot of fun watching those 29 episodes, 25 episodes, something like that.
Had good music too.
Yeah, they were really well done. It started getting really weird at the end. I thought, okay, well, this movie's going to help tie some stuff together. It did not.
Oh.
So, but
I'd still recommend it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, I'd recommend watching the anime. Absolutely,
the series.
Yes, and it's short. The episode's only 30 minutes, and there's only 29 of them.
Not too bad.
Yeah.
Real quick.
What else? My Google Doc disappeared. Yeah, we also, I feel like right after that, or either right before, we finally watched Into the Spider-Verse. You remember doing that, Catherine?
You guys finally watched Into the Spider-Verse? Now
Yeah.
you understand Josh's cosplay.
Now
from
we
last year.
understand.
I know it then. I'd seen pictures. Like I
didn't understand. Now I did.
Yeah, I knew that's what it was from, and I knew that's why everyone that fucking GalaxyCon was
GalaxyCon.
dressed like Spider-Man and different Spider-Man.
Different Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But we watched it, and it was really good. Like
It was good.
people were absolutely right that movie is super good.
Very stylish.
Great soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Should I start with the things I liked about it or the things I didn't like about it? There's only one thing I didn't really like about it. I'll probably
What
start with
didn't
that.
you like about it?
The stylistic decision to making it like some of the animation like framey, like moving like jerky almost.
Like a low frame rate.
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
low frame rate. It was distracting at some points, especially when it was like Miles like right there in the middle of the screen, and he's kind of like he'll move his head and it's like 4 frames of animation or whatever. But then it came really weird to me when there was a shot of him like walking next to like a fence, like it was a side shot. He's walking from left to right. He's moving in his typical way, but everything in the background is moving at a smooth frame rate. I'm like,
Oh, okay.
whoa! And then towards the end of the movie, it seemed like they dropped it completely.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. But the rest of it was super great. Yeah, I loved the Lady Dr. Octopus. I did not see that coming at all.
Oh, Dr.
That was great.
Octavia.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Um,
That'd be a fun cosplay.
I thought Nick Cage's Spider-Man would be kind of corny, but it wasn't.
Yeah,
It
but-
worked out really well.
Noir Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Oh, the different versions
The
of Spider
Japanese Spider Girl.
Yeah, with a robot.
with the robot and Spider Pig
Yeah.
with John Mulaney.
Yeah, it was super good. I feel like I already spoiled it. I also loved how fucking huge Kingpin was. Like they show him in rooms, and I'm like, he couldn't have fit through that door. Like, how did he? And he looked like a Tim Burton character, like his gigantic body and his tiny head. Like he
Yeah.
could have been like the next Oogie Boogie Man.
I did like the way they styled him.
Yeah,
I like there were different styles of animation.
I liked how they did like the intro each time too. Like I'm Peter Parker
Yeah.
and like my life sucks. And
yeah. They basically all said the same version of the same story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was super good.
Different versions of different stories.
So for those of y'all that are 3 years behind like me and Kathy are, y'all should probably watch it.
Yeah.
Because I was resubscribed to Netflix. I think it's the 10th time I've resubscribed to Netflix just to watch Evangelion, and lo and behold, the Spider-Verse is up there. I thought that would have been wrapped up in some other streaming service, but no, it was on Netflix, so we sat down and watched it one night,
Do we have it?
and I don't regret it.
Yeah, we have
Me
it right at
neither.
the top up there. Right up where
Okay,
Pikachu is.
Pikachu is. Pikachu.
Pikachu. We started watching that Harley Quinn show.
The animated one is fucked up.
That's the one with the cussing.
Whole lot of cussing.
Oh my god.
And a whole lot of
It is
violence.
so graphic too. I love it.
The
Because I was just gonna say it kind of reignited my love for Harley. Because for a while I've been thinking about covering up. My very first tattoo was Harley's 3 diamonds on my calf, and she became so mainstream after Suicide Squad and with Margot Robbie and everything. I was like, God, I fucking hate this tattoo now.
And that is her. Harley Quinn is nothing like.
It's nothing like the
Yeah.
one that I fell in love with when I was a kid watching the animated series.
Yeah.
But watching the Harley Quinn animated series last week, I was like, this is like a grown up version of what I watched when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I love this.
I heard something interesting in one of the podcasts I was listening to about that Harley Quinn show that her character was created by one of the writers of the Batman animated series. It wasn't an original DC creation. That's I was like, whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then she like folded back into the
she showed up in that
The
show
animated
first
series.
before
Yeah.
she made it into the comics.
and he that dude that is credited as her creator. It's
Paul-
like it's pretty crazy.
Paul Dini?
Yeah, I believe that's who it is.
Yeah.
I have Mad Love down there.
Yeah, it's a really awesome show. It was like the pilot episode was like really, really graphic.
It like
And then
comes
they
out.
they obviously tapered it back just a little bit, but it's just
Poison
and
Ivy,
they just
Harley
have
Quinn for life.
they have like random characters that like Kite Man.
Kite Man.
Kite
I'm
Man's
like,
in it,
what the
and
fuck?
he's like, "What do you do?" And he's like, "Well, I have to get really high and then like have my kite
It's
opens."
like, let me look at the weather real quick.
Yeah,
Clear skies, we're good to go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Marvel and DC are both pretty incredible when they have to dig deep into some of the stupid shit they've created over the decades. It's just like, what the fuck were y'all thinking?
But now I'm thinking of like adding to it, or maybe like I don't know. I'm thinking like some of Poison Ivy's vines throughout the diamonds or something.
I don't think you should ever cover up tattoos because when
No.
you get a tattoo, it's supposed to be like a roadmap of your life.
Yeah,
And
I mean,
even if you change like over time.
yeah.
I want to add stuff to mine. That's about it.
Yeah, I think I kind of just want to add to it. Like I said, like Poison Ivy's vines with some flowers on it or something.
Yeah.
Get Kevin the house plant. Fuck you, Ivy.
Yeah. I don't know. Definitely recommend that show. I don't know how we got on. Well, we were talking about Spider-Man. And
Yeah.
You're talking about comic book shit.
Yeah.
Next on my list here is if you're watching this on YouTube, listen to it however you choose to do it. It's on YouTube, but our previous video that we uploaded was the makeover takeover, which y'all should watch that. What is it, like an hour and 30 minutes of just pure makeup talk. I think y'all mentioned Persona once, and then it's just makeup talk for the rest of the time.
We talk shit for
Oh, and
We
then
talked about a bunch of stuff.
y'all spent like 20 minutes looking for some perfume. on
yeah.
Oh,
Amazon.
yeah. That was fun.
Well, Kathy has this perfume in a heart-shaped bottle
The juice bar.
the juice bar perfume that's literally from the 90s, and it smells like what I wore as a kid.
childhood. Yeah.
And we spent 20 minutes looking on eBay and shit trying to find this perfume because
Yeah.
her sister got it from Canada. That reminds me, I need to text Rory and ask him if he can find this and ship it to me.
Yeah, apparently it's very expensive.
He sent
Yeah,
me a
we-
photo just a minute ago of him eating curds out of a bag that he got in the supermarket. He's like, I got the squeaky cheese.
Squeaky cheese.
Yeah, we found a partial bottle of what I had for like 40-some bucks.
That's
They were
disgusting.
selling a partial bottle on eBay. Yeah.
Like
But-
it was only
I'll ask
partially
him.
full.
Yeah, if you want to see us play with makeup and talk about what we like about makeup and girly shit,
Yeah.
and us get off track constantly because we
Yep.
don't know how to steer conversation.
We didn't have a host.
We didn't have a host.
We didn't have the hostess with the mostest.
What the hell was I going to say? I don't think that color's right for you.
I'm trying to get the eyelashes. Let's go.
I didn't wear false eyelashes this time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I did not edit hardly anything out of that, so it's just straight y'all talking. I mean, I did do some edits of when there was kind of nothing going on, but I really liked the whole 2-camera setup because I was able to edit it, and you didn't know there was an edit because it would cut to another camera. It wouldn't be like a jump in time. It would just be like, oh, the camera just switched.
That's
It's like,
how-
no, I cut like 40 seconds out of it and not do anything.
That's how I eventually want to do the podcast.
Yeah.
Is do like maybe have like camera here, like so we can cut to each of us as
Yeah,
we're talking.
I've got the cameras. The only problem is I like recording with my phone is that I have to upload it to the Google Drive, and it takes fucking forever. The video is really long.
Yeah.
So that's why I liked having. I did short videos of y'all, so I would upload one. It would go really fast. But if it was a big video, I had to sit. If my phone falls asleep and I'm uploading it, it would cancel the upload.
Oh.
So I have to keep my phone awake. I have to sit by the router. I'm just sitting there like
Oh,
just tapping it over and over again.
that sounds terrible.
Yeah, that's why I don't do long videos on my phone anymore.
Go watch it.
Yeah, please watch it. It's a lot of fun, and we were discussing ideas of even weirder stuff to do with this damn video game channel.
Kathy's gonna teach me how to paint while we're drunk.
Oh, yeah. That's going to
It's
be
just
fun.
gonna be a variety channel after
Yeah.
a while. Me and Andy are gonna take over one night and just fucking download our minds into why we think certain wrestling sucks.
Yeah, well, I feel like the wrestling is even like nerd shit, like the makeup, and then like we might do a video on flooring later.
We're gonna renovate the Karoon household.
This channel might become This Old House before too long.
I mean, what? The group that did More Than Words was a heavy metal band.
Extreme.
Extreme, yeah.
Where they put their most popular song was a love ballad.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, man, you just gotta throw shit to the wall. and see
We
what
appeal
sticks.
to the masses.
Yeah.
They really like our gardening one. What the fuck? Like, why don't they watch anything else? But they just want the gardening stuff.
We could probably do a gardening video.
Yeah,
for
we
Kathy.
could.
We got enough.
Renovate our backyard place.
I'm learning.
Kathy's gonna be like, "Here's me planting cilantro." I'm gonna be in the background like. That.
Yeah, we can't do cilantro.
Yeah,
My
we
cilantro
tried.
died.
It died. It didn't
Oh
make it.
man.
Good.
That's like one of the few things I've had that have died.
It did not
Sounds
make
like
it.
Josh went in there and sabotaged it.
It's like snuck in the
He
backyard.
snuck in
and
the
it's like, put some salt in.
Some weed
I
killer.
wish y'all could see the shit that I Google search in terms of plants. It's just, I get fixated on something like, why is this plant? Why are the ends turning brown and curling in? And that I'll Google that.
There's an app where you can take a picture of your plant and it'll tell you.
I got
Yeah,
it.
she got it.
Picture this.
Speaking of random Google search, like I had a conversation with my brother after like the bombing that happened in Beirut, and we were talking about like the stuff they used, and I couldn't remember what Timothy McVeigh used back in like Oklahoma City, so I searched it up, and I was like, just probably got on the watch list.
Yeah.
There we go. That's it.
Jesus.
Good thing I was smart enough not to do it on my work computer. I was doing it on like the Surface, but like as soon as I Googled it, I was like,
Probably shouldn't Google it.
well, man, that
Yeah,
word's
it's-
being used everywhere right now, so it's not my fault that they kept it in a big facility.
Yeah. You're on a list now.
Yeah, oh well. I'll ask my brother to see if he can go in and clear me off.
Insert the clip of "You're on the list" from Jericho.
So speaking of stuff that's not video game related, my last little life update here is Kathy Brown knows about this. I smoked some damn beef ribs,
Oh, yeah.
and I don't think Kathy was a big fan of them. I was impressed with myself because cooking ribs is hard, especially. Well, at least I've had. I don't think I've been successful once with it, and this is the first time I was like, "These are edible." Like I feel good about this, so I have a launching platform. I learned something, and now I can make it better, and I'm really proud of myself because I like ribs, and I think you would like the beef ribs too if I made them a little bit better because there's just way more meat on a beef rib as opposed to a pork rib.
I feel like
There was just two, and
they're not worth the effort.
well, no, these ribs. I mean, the meat came right off the bone, like they were really tender.
Why was I wrestling mine then?
I don't know. I literally just
Why? Why?
Why was I wrestling my beef
She's
rib?
literally on the ground wrestling the beef.
She's an unsanctioned match.
Yes, like that match. But no, the problem with these ribs specifically is that they were cheap and they had a lot of fat on them.
Oh, yeah, that was my problem with
Yeah,
them.
that
You don't
was
like
the
a lot of
problem.
fat.
You gotta get
Yeah,
yourself,
the fat wasn't great.
you
But
gotta get yourself one of those like Traeger, whatever they call
Traegers.
them.
Grills.
Traegers. Yeah.
yeah, my buddy's got one of those, and I don't know. I watch a lot of grilling videos on YouTube, and you'll see a lot of grill commercials on there. And one of them's for like this fucking digital charcoal smoker, and the guy's talking about it's like fucking pans you cook with propane or this rabbit shit or whatever. And he picks up the Traeger pellets, and I'm like, dude, that's fucked up. It's like getting all masculine about your damn.
Mansplaining
Smoker,
your
yeah.
grill.
Yeah.
But it is a cool looking grill. I've seen them at Walmart. They're like $500.
Shelby's.
My stepdaddy has one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I cooked on it.
No, I don't think the Traegers are that expensive, but that fucking digital smoker
Y'all like
was.
ribs?
I don't like red meat.
I'm not a fan
You're the
of
only
ribs.
one.
I'm of the mindset that we live in the 21st century, so I shouldn't have to eat off a bone anymore.
Oh, yeah, oh God, I
I agree with that.
I feel like a Viking. I'm like, yes.
No, I don't want to do extra work to get my meat.
That's right.
So
God, I feel like some of the best foods you have to work for, like crab legs.
I don't know. That's why I don't even like crab legs.
I love bone-in wings too.
Forget the crab legs. Too much effort.
Oh
Yeah.
God, I love crab legs.
I'm ready for it to be in front of me, deboned, so I can just start shoveling it in and move on. With my
He's
Yeah.
waiting for a food gun where you just shoot in his mouth.
Well, I'm not I'm not a foodie at all. Like, I'm not someone that's like,
I am.
I'm not someone that like, oh my god, if I don't have this, I die.
That's
I am too, but I'm fat and I like to eat, so
I'm just like, if I could cut out not having to eat and still sustain life, healthy, I'd be like, oh, I'm on board. Let's figure this out.
I am
I
a
couldn't do
foodie. I think that's why I love Disney so much. And like my goal is to go during Food and Wine Festival to try all the different foods.
oh yeah.
Get drunk.
Mostly try
Off
all
of-
the foods.
Off of that
Off of one drink. If Kathy, if we ever go to Disney and we go to the France part of it and have that slushy, me and you, we're not gonna make it to
One
margaritas.
slushie?
One slushy.
It was so strong. Before she even started pouring it in, she was about from the distance from me to the wall, and I could smell the alcohol
Oh my.
prior to it actually boil. And then
I didn't taste the alcohol.
so from
Wow.
France
That's
to
a
Japan,
magical-
she
magical
got shit
slush.
faced and then bought a bowl that she didn't remember.
I did. I bought myself a bowl and I got it mailed to our hotel room, and I don't remember buying it.
Mailed to your hotel room?
Yeah, so if you're staying at a resort at Disney and you buy something at the park, you don't have to carry it around with you all
Oh,
day. You can tell them
nice.
to send it to your room.
Yeah.
That's
It'll
so
be
cool.
delivered either that day or the next day.
So housekeeping goes in your room with a key, puts it on your table, leaves. So when we got back, I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I opened it, and I was like, "Oh, this is a cute ball. Has a bunny on it." Ooh.
And I was like, "You bought that?"
And I was like, "I did."
Yeah, that's the exact conversation
I don't remember buying it at
Man,
all.
if they'd have had a lush there.
Yeah, she would have
It'd
been
have
like,
been
Come home with
over.
a mountain of bath bombs.
Yeah.
Treat yourself. I was on my honeymoon. I probably would have bought that shit anyway.
yeah, it was. That's,
Next
but
time
yeah,
I go, I'm buying some chopsticks.
I think if you go on a friendcation like that, it has to be during like one of
Food
these
and Wine
festivals
Festival.
or something like
Ooh.
that, where like
Hopefully, if COVID isn't, well, I'm sure it'll still be a thing. I'm just saying next year, Food and Wine Festival, I think we should go.
that would be cool.
That would be dope.
I'm
Pixel
I'm not
Pub
gonna get
does
that
Disney.
vaccine because Donald Trump gonna
Oh, no.
It's gonna track you.
track me. And lo and behold, that we go around with devices every single day of our lives
Yeah.
that track us already. But
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Pixel Pub does Disney. I'm all for it next year. Food and Wine Festival.
See, the list grows.
So do we have anything else that we want to talk about before we get into the
Well,
business of the
does
games?
Shelby and Josh have a life update?
That's literally what I was asking, but you know.
do we have a life update? I'm still working from home, slowly going insane. My hair is getting longer and my beard's getting longer. Sooner or later, one of these things are gonna have to go.
My hair's getting longer. I am still doing okay as a manager, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
As
Not-
long as your manager is telling you that everything's going okay, then you're
Everything's going okay?
Yeah,
Yeah, my district manager, she's very encouraging. I like her a lot.
that's my reassurance. Is as long as my managers keep telling me everything's
Yeah,
going.
as long as my manager tells me I'm doing a good job, then I know I'm doing
Yeah.
a job. Because I guess I'm not used to, as a manager, not having like direct feedback. Whereas when I was a receptionist, I had somebody who was above me that was able to tell me if I was doing a good job or not. But now I don't have a gauge of
Right.
am I doing a good job.
Yeah, I got my yearly review, and I got the thing like I got exceeding expectations, which would give me a raise. But since all the budget stuff
Yeah.
is screwed up this year, I'm not going to get the raise. So I was
Bummer.
like, why did I waste it on the 1 year? that-
Yeah. I should have done worse.
Yeah. Should have just done meeting expectations and
Well,
moved on.
I feel like, maybe if they unfreeze the budget, get a
Yeah.
decent raise.
They're just going to keep walking me with a carrot in front of me.
Yeah.
And as long as I keep working my ass off, they're going to be like,
I feel like that's most jobs.
yeah.
My hair's getting long too.
It is. It's the longest I've ever
Can I
seen.
say that when all this stuff first broke out with the virus and everything, like barbershops like shutting down or like not opening up, I did not understand why people couldn't get their hair cut, because I haven't been to a barbershop in like 6 or 7 years, and like it literally had to clip. It was like, oh, I guess I'm the only person who owns a pair of clippers and just gets my hair cut at home. Like that.
Yeah.
We have clippers, but I think Josh just prefers to go.
I was already growing my hair out anyway.
Yeah, because he was growing it out because you were gonna cosplay
As the Joker from Joker.
the Joaquin Phoenix Joker this year at SuperCon, but that didn't happen.
Yeah,
So
that's
now I'm going
December. That probably won't happen either. Though.
No.
I don't think
Yeah.
conventions will happen for a while.
So now I'm going to go as Viking. I'm going to just keep letting it grow. I'm going to be a Viking.
I'm
You
gonna
gonna
put
braid
some
it?
braids in his hair. Yeah.
Nice.
Abby style.
I don't know. I'm just going to just wing it. I don't know. Maybe I'll mix in Assassin's Creed depending on if I like the game or not.
That's another thing we've done since the last podcast was the Last of Us Part 2 spoiler cast. That's been up for a little bit, where we break down
What
The
we
Last of Us
liked,
Part 2.
what we didn't like.
I feel like there was more of the didn't like than
I
did
feel
like.
like looking back on that whole thing, we were a lot more negative on it than it probably meant or it should have been. But
I felt like I felt positive about the gameplay because I like playing. It was a fun game to play. It's just that there was certain story decisions that they made, especially towards the end, where you're just like, well, fuck, what are we even doing here?
Yeah.
It's I don't know. After the podcast was over, I started thinking, I was like, man, I was a whole lot more negative than I wanted to be. But I think it's just because my expectations were higher.
I think everybody's expectations were higher.
Yeah, and I listened to another spoiler cast after we did ours that went up, and pretty much right in line. Like, it seems like the consensus on that game was Why,
It happened.
Why did you make these 1 or 2 or 3 decisions?
Beautiful game overall. Great facial animation. Great voice casting.
Yeah.
Great acting overall. Shitty story.
Yeah. It was
I liked Abby's story.
Yeah.
I think they kind of fucked over Ellie's.
I wonder how I would have felt about the game if I didn't have the internet. But after like I started reading stuff on the internet, it did start influencing. Where when someone brings something up, you like, I don't know, they come into your car and like, hey, why do you have this like stain on this door? And you don't know about the stain, and then all of a sudden now you're cognitive of like the actual stain itself.
Yeah.
Why'd you
You're
tell me
looking
about
at
this
it.
stain? So, like, even though you're trying to be unbiased and you're like, I don't care what other people are saying, like, when someone brings something up and then you start making those connections, like, wait, what the fuck? Why did they do that for? it sullies your experience just a tad.
Yeah.
I don't think I looked up anything about that game. I guess most of the time when I'm done with the game, unless there's something, a story point that I didn't quite understand or something that's left to be interpreted, I'll look up what other people talk about with the game. But other than that, like the Last of Us, there was literally nothing. I was like, well, that's what happened, and I didn't I was ready to talk about it with y'all, but other than that, I didn't.
You took it for what it was.
Yeah,
I knew there was, like, some controversy. So, like, after I had finished, I went and looked up, like, why is everybody so mad? And then they were like, Abby's too big. Abby shouldn't have been in this game. Why did I have to play as
I don't know
Abby?
if I ever said it in the podcast, and I'll try to be vague because this is not the spoiler cast, but I think they made her big just for the end.
Yeah.
Just
for her to be skinny.
Yeah. I think that's it. That's the only reason they made her so big, so it would be so, whatever. This is not the spoiler cast.
Yeah.
Go listen to the spoiler.
Go
cast.
listen to the spoiler cast.
There you go.
We break it down in depth, so you don't have to.
Yeah.
We played it 30 hours, so you don't have to. So we got games here.
Video games.
We got games. We got the next big Sony release that came out since the last podcast. And that's Ghost of Tsushima, a Sucker Punch joint.
Yeah.
They of infamous fame. Infamous fame. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They made Infamous.
Yes, they did. They also made Sly Cooper in the Devious Raccoonus. I have the HD trilogy of that on the PS3. I should probably play that one day. But yeah, that game. I'm in the second act. I know, Josh, we were talking before the podcast. You said you played it for one day.
How many acts are there?
3.
I think I'm like, I don't think I'm close to being at the end of the first. I played probably 6 hours.
You can, the way the game's structured, and granted I'm only in the second act, it seemed like you could blaze through that game if you wanted to, because like the little golden marks on the map, those are your story missions. They're only like 4 before you go to the, little ones unlock after that, where you're just like, I should go check on this person or that person, but it's only like 2 or 3 more, and then you're in the second act. But the problem is, I got it written down here, this is an old school style of open world game, like back on the 360, like the original Assassin's Creed, where there's shit everywhere.
Yeah.
So you just get distracted. You're like, what's this over here? Is this little question mark? Oh, what's this? Yeah, there's something in the air.
I wasn't ready. I think I may have fucked myself because I played Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That's what I was scared of. But
and I did 30 some hours of open world. So when I got in there and I had open world, I was like, man, I don't want to do this.
Yeah, I did. I did 80 hours of Assassin's Creed Odyssey, and I thought I was not going to be ready for this. But this is, like I said, it's old school in a way where it's very much, turn your brain off, go down to the checklist, get everything, do this Fox Den, here's a hot spring, do this mission for this person, and the whole time I've got like a podcast going or another video going, like I'm not paying attention to the story at all. So in that, the game just kind of washes over me. Like I don't even know if I'm having a good time or not, because I'm just, and I only play it on the weekend. I have not turned that game on during a weekday at all. And
How many hours in are you?
It doesn't say, so I don't know.
I think the last thing I did was there's this mission where a guy is not who he says he is, and you uncover him and tell everybody else, and they all go like, "Oh yeah, we knew that. We just like tapping him around." And you're just like, "Okay."
I don't remember that one, but there's a ton of side missions I did not do.
It seems really pretty as far as how it
Yeah,
looks.
I was going to talk about that.
A lot of people, I feel like, use that game to take
there's
pictures.
a very in-depth photo mode.
Yeah.
Rory sent me one this morning.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, but the when I first started playing the game, I had a problem with the way the game looked. Everything felt like it was made of plastic and like small almost. Like it felt like just, I don't know, the camera angle or something. Everything felt just super close together and plastic, and I just didn't like it.
I liked it.
But at some point I 180'd on it, and now I think it looks beautiful. And like I'm in the second environment, and I don't know how they do it, but they make it look completely different from the other one to me. And there's something about this game. It reminds me of a game called The Legend of the Mystical Ninja on the N64. It wasn't an open world game, but it was a game that took place in Japan. And it's just this goofy game, but it has like a lot of same type of architecture and stuff. But this game was on the fucking N64, so everything was made of like 4 polygons.
Right.
And now I'm playing this game on the PS4, and like, it's just that era of Japan. I don't even know if they're probably exaggerating how everything looked. There's probably not archways everywhere and little lanterns everywhere and these giant castles everywhere. But like, so fascinating. Like I love it to death. It just
Are you going to pick it back up, Josh?
feels like my kind of place.
I don't know if I'm gonna pick it back up right now.
We're kind of in the middle of stuff.
It's just like
I'd say you aren't missing much. So
Yeah.
that's my verdict so far.
I don't know. I was really interested in it. I don't know why I'm not interested in it. I liked the gameplay. I liked being able to like call people out and fucking slice them right off the bat. I following stupid birds and finding a sword that was blue, and I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna use this for the rest of the time now because it's blue and I like blue. And like, I don't know. It's like I like the way that my guy looks because he's wearing this big old like samurai outfit now. And
You unlock so many outfits in that game. It's
Yeah.
insane. I just unlocked one today.
so there's like that whole like it should be a game that I'm like 100% into it. I think one of my issues that I'm having lately is I'm putting time in games where I'm collecting stuff and then it gets to the end and it's over, and I think that's why I'm like drifting myself back into MMOs recently, because when I play MMOs, everything I do continues along with my character. Like, oh, look at this. And when it comes to these open world games, I know that at the end it's not going to make any mean anything to me other than like I might turn it on again and be like, oh, this is what I look like. And I don't know. I'm in a weird spot that way for some reason recently.
Okay.
I think my one last note about the game is I had a incredibly hard time when I first started playing it. Like, I could not get the combat down at all.
Yeah.
There was a...
Do you have that problem, Josh?
No.
I think most people say the game's too easy, but like that opening couple hours, I was just having such a fucking hard time. There's a mission, you meet a lady. She's an older lady. Her family's gotten murdered, assassinated, and she's after the assassins. And she's one of like, I don't know, 4 or 5 people that I've met so far in the game who have constant storylines that you follow. Like, you could see them. It says like, you know, tail 7 of 9, tail 5 of 9. Like they're tails. And it was one of the first missions with her, and I was like, you just follow this little monk dude to a little thieves den, and I must have fought those guys like 10 times before I even like took out the first couple of them. And like that game very early on throws a billion dudes at you.
Yeah.
Like it will.
It's very Batman-esque.
Yeah, and I could not wrap my head around it. But
Is it going better now?
Yeah.
yes, so
What was the game changer for
as you kill leaders of Mongol territory that they've taken over, you start unlocking points to unlocking stances, different stances, and the different stances do different things. Like, one stance is good against guys with swords, one stance is good against guys with shields, one stance is good against guys with pole arms, one stance is good against the big bulky guys. I just unlocked the last stance like last weekend, and that's what made it click, because it was literally the guys with the poles and the long weapons. I couldn't touch them. because they would do these fucking unblockable attacks. It's like you see like a little red X before they do it, and I'd roll out of the way, and I'd literally roll so far away that by the time I got back up and ran back to them, they were back to blocking again, and then they'd do another one. I'm like, motherfucker, and I just get wailed on. But as soon as I unlock that, so once you unlock those things, you can use your heavy attack to stagger them more easily and get them out of their block. Mm-hmm. So as soon as I unlocked all those, it's just like, okay, everything's pretty much a breeze now. And I got the sticky bombs, and I just run around, just fucking throw them on people, and they explode, and it's amazing.
Yeah. And
I got explosive arrows. Like, you unlock so much shit in that game, it's insane.
I don't feel like I had too much difficulty. I just like, oh, this is like the Arkham system, and with swords.
Yeah,
and you just gotta kind of react to the things that you see over people's heads and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was having such a hard time. It was insane. I was just getting my ass kicked. But
I might. The more we talk about it, the more I'm thinking like I might jump back on it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll wander into it tomorrow or something.
It's one of those games. It's not done anything out of the ordinary at all. There was one little twist at the end of that one that I didn't see coming, which was kind of like, oh, okay. That was kind of it. But yeah. As soon as someone compared it to like, Assassin's Creed 2 or whatever, I was on board because I fucking loved Assassin's Creed 2. It's not as good as Assassin's Creed 2, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
It's pretty good. And that's Ghost of Tsushima. Someone else hit me with the game now.
Didn't Battletoads come out?
No. I was looking at it on a list. I thought they canceled that game. It said it was supposed to come out sometime in September, I believe. August?
Yeah, August 20th.
Yeah.
It's going to be on Game Pass, so.
Oh. What you been playing,
That game's
Shelby?
going to be
me?
a shit show, probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I've unlocked another part of my nerddom that I didn't think I would ever unlock.
Yeah, there was something on this list that scared me, I guess.
I'm
I was like, this game we're going to be talking about for another 2 years.
Oh, I started playing WoW.
Yeah.
I'm level 62 now.
2004's hit.
She
Wow.
didn't even play because of me either. It was because of
I started watching this streamer more, and I don't know what about it made me interested. I was like, it might have been the transmount comps, and I was like, I want cool shit.
There's this guy that we watch, and everything about him goes against what we are, because we're not like trolls and we don't but for some reason we watch this guy and he just gets shit on his entire stream. Like, people called him bald. They but he
Leans into it.
Yeah, he leans into the meme. I don't know how to explain it. His
name's Asmongold.
Yeah, and he just gets shit on his entire stream. He'll go and be like, all right, I'm gonna get this mount. And
But
then
he also has 40,000 people watching him.
I feel like that we're going to find out this dude, took his own life.
No. Well,
it's like Dr. Disrespect in the way where he knows that he's a meme, and he plays into the meme knowing that people are going to shit on him, and he doesn't give a fuck.
because he acts totally different in his other channel.
Yeah, this motherfucker's so big that he made another channel just to relax. Just to relax. So he doesn't even have subscribers. He doesn't have it monetized. He just plays.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, we just started watching him, and he does these he has his own Reddit. So people will go and meme him on his Reddit, and he'll go through, and they're always So one of the dumbest things he did on his stream was someone said that his hairline looked like the N64 controller.
Yeah, and he held the controller up
And
to
it
his
worked with
forehead.
it perfectly.
And
And then people started cutting out his hair and then putting it in random places.
like birds.
Yeah, it's just, for some reason it's entertaining.
And
For some reason that kicked her off of wanting to play WoW.
I was like, I want to play WoW. And then he was like, okay, well, do a free trial up to level 20 and see if you like it. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, I want to try this class. And it's a rogue. He's like, oh, you don't want to do that. Because I guess a rogue is the most shit on class if you're not good at it.
Yeah, they're the more...
And I was like, well, I'll fucking show these people. I'm going to be the best fucking rogue there ever was.
So she's
So
a rogue.
Yep. I'm pretty good rogue too.
And I keep wondering, like, if she's going to, like, finally get to the point where she's like, oh, wait, I don't like this class. But she keeps playing it.
I like the class because I can go transparent and I can sneaky up on somebody and go stabby. And
It's just not a class that new people usually play. That's the only way I can put it. It's just, like, it's not a very good entry-level class because it has a high skill cap level. Not saying that, like, you wouldn't be able to do it. But when you're trying to learn everything else in the world, along with
rogue,
doing the rogue, then it's just an experience that I wouldn't recommend most new people to do.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I like being rogue. I unlocked a new skill today where I spin and a bunch of daggers shoot out. That's come in handy.
That's your main AoE ability.
Yay!
So, but yeah, it's just I always recommend like a range class for someone who's playing,
like a hunter,
because at least you can learn at a pace and also see the world from afar. Because when you're up close all the time, like, you immediately have to learn how to adapt to something like X. So when you're like in melee and you're attacking, you could potentially back into something.
I have done that, but I can handle it.
Yeah, but it's just a different experience that you're doing the hard approach.
But I'm also, so the way you don't watch me play, but the way that I play rogue is I usually go in incognito mode. And I'll look at the surroundings. Yeah. And I'll look at my surroundings first. I'm like, that one's off by himself, but that one's close to another one. So I pick and choose, and I can still see everything that's going on around me. I do it in a smart way.
Yeah, I understand. And I'm glad you're playing what you want to play. And that's all that matters. It's just...
Shelby just dabbed from...
it's just a difficult class to begin with. Like, you're playing League of Legends and you're picking a hard class at the beginning instead of like working yourself into learning.
Yeah, I'm also one of those people that, like, if you tell me something's difficult, I'm gonna double down.
Well, it's nothing about.
No, I know you're just trying to get me into the game and trying to make it enjoyable.
Yeah, I don't want you to get to 120 and you're like, what the hell did I do this for? Like,
I still thoroughly enjoy it. I got my flying mount now. I think I like the stealthiness of a rogue, even though I hate Assassin's Creed because of the stealthiness.
Yeah.
But I also think I like being a rogue for the RP element of it, because I think when we made our D&D characters, I was an assassin type in the shadows person. So I think I like playing that class because I can see myself like, oh, I'm this character and I'm an assassin and I'm quick and can't see me.
So how long does it take to get to level 60?
For me, as a new player, it's taken me about a week and a half. But Josh could probably go from 0 to level 120 in about a day.
So if I wanted to get to 120 from wherever I'm at, it'd probably take 3 days, 4 days altogether, because of just the leveling routes and stuff that I know that I need to take.
And
I think for
I'm on the first expansion.
Yeah, you're.
Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
No,
you're on the second.
Oh.
Wrath of the Lich King's second. So Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King.
Did I do Burning Crusade? Or did I just skip over it?
So the way that the leveling is now, everything's accelerated, so you get to choose between Burning Crusade or Wrath of the Lich King. I told you to do Wrath of the Lich King because it has mechanics that are more up to date than it would be in Burning Crusade.
Oh, okay. I like the world that I'm in for Wrath of the Lich King.
Yeah.
Especially the floating sky place. It's all purple and pretty.
What's funny is they're changing the leveling pathing again in Shadowlands because all the levels are being squished down to 60. So, like...
That's insane.
Yeah, so they're going from 120 and they're bringing everybody back down to 60. And then the leveling experience, they're essentially going to, for the first 20 levels, you're going to have a brand new leveling experience that it's supposed to be in this area that's for the newer classes. And then once you get to 20, then you choose out of all the expansions where you want to go next.
Okay.
So, like, you get to a spot and then they're like, okay, now you get to choose your own adventure, what expansion you want to go to. So do you want to do Mists of Pandaria, Draenor, anything like that. So they're changing the expansion again, but they're doing Man, I don't want to get into it.
Well, I'm getting to the point where I kind of like I want to play with people now. Like
So have you been playing by yourself?
Because being a rogue, and from what Josh has told me, I'm kind of scared to do dungeons and raids with people because I feel like from the stories that Josh has told me, there'll be a lot of pressure on me to do a lot of DPS.
What's DPS?
Damage per second.
So you're damage dealing class.
Because the class that I'm playing.
But I told you
deals a
though,
lot of
I said
damage.
you should do it now and get used to it because you're in the lower level. You don't want to get to 120 and be like, well, I want to do dungeons now.
I'm also don't want to do it with people I don't know.
Well, that is 100% you're playing.
Because I don't know
MMO.
how chat necessarily works yet.
Oh,
I'm kind of bad at chat.
Yeah, it's I don't know. The game is different than what it used to be.
I'd much rather do voice chat. I can't use the mouse and use the keyboard at the same time to fight, and then at the same time you want me to chat with you.
yeah.
Yeah, that
That's
does
why you
seem
don't chat.
challenging.
You don't chat while you're fighting.
Well, how do I know what they want me to do if they're not telling me what to do?
You're not. That's why you're learning right now. You're not supposed to be that. The way that you want to play video games is not the way that things go. Like no one's going to sit there like, okay, I need you to do this. Like you got to learn to start.
I feel like if it's a team,
What the if?
if it's
Teams need to communicate.
right,
Well, they do,
Well,
but-
tanks tell you what to do.
Well, when we're playing like Heroes of the Storm, you're like, you're not telling me where to go, and it's like we're not supposed to be telling you where to go. You're supposed to be knowing where to go. And if you don't learn from the beginning of like doing the dungeons and
Josh, that's bullshit.
Well, I just like.
That's why I don't play multiplayer games.
Well, I think I do that because as a team, I want to know like where you need me to deal damage.
well, we communicate that way, but at the end of the day, you still need to know your class in
Yeah, that's
dungeon
why.
situations.
That's why I always played as
well, but
whatever her face is.
I guess focusing back on World of Warcraft, you need to go ahead and start doing the dungeon mechanics
Maybe I'll do some tonight.
because you're doing it at a low level, no pressure environment. So then when you get into the higher level stuff, you'll know what's going on.
Because I want some stuff. Because I get stuff from dungeons.
Yeah, I mean,
Get some mounts.
you
I
start
want a
learning
dragon.
mechanics of like having to move out of the way of stuff and like
Mm-hmm.
making sure you're not getting hit by things. And
Can I do flippies?
flippies?
Flippies.
You know how in Here's the Storm, when I play Valera, I can press E and she does a little cartwheel, flippy do. No,
I don't think you get to do flippies.
I can just disappear.
You just stab stuff. But yeah.
But yeah,
That was
so
our
I play World of
random
Warcraft now.
Yay.
We'll see if
me
she's
and Kathy
still playing
played
it
World
next
of
time.
Warcraft for like a day.
Yeah,
Do
one
you remember that?
I do remember.
We started, and Kathy wanted to be. I'd already made a character because I was interested, and I was a human. But Kathy wanted to be a night elf, and they start on a completely different part of the continent,
Yeah.
so we couldn't play together. So I had to make another character. And her brother's like, "Oh, you're playing World of Warcraft? Let me play." And he bought in his character. It was like fucking 9 million levels or whatever. And he was just a little fucking dude, and he ran so fucking goddamn fast. We couldn't keep up with him. I'm like, where? He like had us on a boat, going to all these other places. I'm like, what are you doing, dude? And I think Kathy got overwhelmed. And it's surprisingly enough,
Yeah, I
but
was like,
that iMac that I have is from 2009, and it ran World of Warcraft just fine. At least back then.
wow.
This was like 6 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
But I was doing the trial to level 20,
20,
and I got to level 20, and I ended up buying something. I can't remember what it was, but I think I got the first 3 expansions. Cataclysm was the third, right?
Yes.
And then Mist of Pandaria was the fourth, because that's the one I didn't get. But it was old enough at the time that it was like only like another $10 on top of that, and I didn't do it because I was like, I probably won't even see the shit that I'm getting right now. And my whole goal while I was playing was because if I remember correctly, those starting continents are like long, like top to bottom. I was like, I want to make it to the top. I'm just gonna run, and I made it to Ironforge. That's
I
made it there. And I think I crossed a barrier to where other players could kill me, and I just got like literally there was just people hanging around like ganking me over and over again. It's like, okay,
You're on
you
a
know
PvP
what?
server.
And I was. I don't know if I was. Maybe it won't. Other
People
characters.
can attack you without your consent.
Well, not anymore. Like now they have war mode, so you decide if you want to be a war mode or not
Well, I think
without your consent. Like it's.
they still have the whole Horde and Alliance thing.
Yeah.
I think I might have gone
if you went into a zone where
Or-
it was contested and you're like in a city and you got flagged by like a
I feel like I was just running around. It might have been other characters. I just remember getting just my ass kicked and not knowing what I was doing. 'Cause I was just like, I think I just picked like standard dude. I don't even remember what class it was. Just guy with a mustache. And like I had a lot of fun with it. I wonder if that character's still up there, guys.
it is.
It never
It's been years. I think
It
it
will
was
still be
like
there.
2014.
It's so the way that the game is now, it's very difficult to get into without having someone as a guide to be able to
Yeah,
help you.
dude, I was just jumped in. I was like, okay.
As long as I'm
Because-
glad that Josh sits beside me and he'll look over every once in a while and be like, "Hey, you got a new thing?" I'm like, "I do."
Yeah, it's
But I never made it like to see. I got to like level 21. I did my trial, got to like the one level past it. I was like, you know what?
yeah. So the way that it works now is the trial goes up to goes to 20, and then if you get a subscription, then you get all the games up until the current expansion.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get to which is to 110, and then you got to buy Battle for Azeroth, but they sell Battle for Azeroth and Shadowlands, which is the next expansion coming out, as a bundle instead of you having to buy both expansions different times. So
I don't know. If I was going to get to an MMO right now, though, I feel like it'd be Final Fantasy 14 because that's the hot shit, ain't it? Or at least it was like last year. I don't know.
You played it for a while.
yeah, Final Fantasy 14's good, but I have my roots in World of Warcraft,
Oh, yeah.
where I have like a decade worth of like
15.
I mean it's
15?
been almost 15.
16.
Yeah, we're going on to 16 now. I just have a lot of stuff, and I have a familiarity in what I wanted to do, and I don't want to be a noob in another area.
Well, I think that's why I'm interested. Since I'm new in World of Warcraft, I'm interested in trying that new MMO that's coming out.
AOC, our Age of Creation or something. I can't remember what it is. It's a new one coming out. in the
Yeah,
next
it's
years.
more fantasy based, not like World of Warcraft fantasy. It's more like
So
Game of Thrones.
there's like
yeah,
there's like 4 regions, and the world is barren.
mm-hmm.
And as you work in these regions, then it starts to grow over time until like you might get to the city sprawling like,
Oh, yeah.
and then every
it's a
like
living world.
Does it have
You
a
can have-
monthly subscription?
yes,
Yes.
Count me out.
well it's a monthly subscription but no box price.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's nice.
Yeah.
But you can be a mayor like
Ashes of Creation.
yeah, it's called Ash. Yeah, you can be the mayor of the
Of
town,
the town.
and you
And
can,
like people vote for you. Like
and then you can. Well, it's not
It's like
just voting.
Mayor
you can, like,
Butt Freak 94 or something like that.
Well,
yeah.
you can raise taxes on your entire like your area,
Mm-hmm.
and you could be like a tyrant if you want to, but then you may potentially get kicked out at the next voting.
Mm-hmm. And if
Damn.
you're from a different town, you can
Yeah.
siege another town.
Yeah, so if like another region has decided that they want to come and take your region, they
Sounds
can,
like EVE Online.
yeah, they
and-
can declare war on your region, and if they potentially win, the region gets reset,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Each town looks different depending on what race is there the most.
they
I
also,
just want to be a bard
they also have
because you can be a
like
bard.
That's cool.
timed flying mount. So in World of Warcraft, everybody has a flying mount.
Yeah.
Like when you get to a certain level.
I didn't have a mount, period.
Well,
You
when
don't
you
get
get
it
in
till
this,
level 60.
yeah.
Damn.
Well, level
Which is-
20, you would have got the ground mount.
I don't think I'll ever forget that dude's running animation because I saw it so much. It's like,
Yeah. But in
Ashes
Ashes
of
of Creation, if you have a flying mount, it is so rare that person has done like they're either the mayor of their town, which is the only way you get a
So
so
flying
is it
mount.
out or is it in like a beta or something?
It's an elf.
well
pre-alpha?
alpha. Yeah, well it's in pre-alpha right now. The beta will be released later on this year, with it actually being released next year. But it's promising so much that you're like,
It's
and
it's kind of like on paper, it's too good to be true. It's like they're trying to be better than WoW and Final
I feel like that's been
Fantasy.
every MMO for the past
Yeah.
16
Yeah.
years.
But the guy that's working on it, he kind of understands.
yeah, he's like a long term. So he's I guess he retired at like age 25 or 26, and then he was like, I want to make an MMO that I want to play.
This is a bit. this is beyond that, but it's similar. That Kurt Schilling, you remember that dude?
Yeah.
Didn't
The baseball player.
Yeah, didn't he? His MMO that he was making, didn't it get bought by somebody? Like somebody's like picked it up.
So he made a game. What is it? Kingdoms of Amalur.
Yeah, that was big, huge games. They were making an MMO in Rhode Island.
Yeah.
And like
Shit got fucked up.
Yeah. They fucked everything up money wise. But like I heard somewhere recently that someone got it. Like,
Well, Kingdoms of Amalur has been bought and they remastered it and they're going to release it
yeah,
again.
that's a different game though. They were making an MMO.
Yeah.
And I heard that got picked up and is going to be, someone just bought it.
MMOs are, so my biggest thing is MMOs will never be the same than what it used to be.
Oh yeah.
Because back in the day, like, you didn't really have voice chat. Like, you never really met someone in real life when you played with them.
You were just Cratchit.
Yeah, I was just my avatar, and no one ever knew that I was like a 10, 12-year-old person playing EverQuest. Like, I would purposely go out of my way to try to make myself seem older just so I could get into groups and they didn't think I was like some stupid kid.
Yeah.
Nowadays, that no longer happens because everybody wants you to get on Discord or they want to know who you are in real life. And I think that takes away a lot of the fun that MMOs used to be. Like, before, you're like, okay, I am a high elf wizard.
There's RP servers, aren't there?
Yeah, well, I didn't like the RP. Like, I never RP'd, but
That's a bit too far.
Yeah,
What's
not
RP?
Role-playing.
Role playing, yeah.
But
a
I-
role-playing service.
Server.
Server. Okay.
But I still like identified with my character being like, this is who I am, and I want people to think that this character is good. But I didn't ever go into like, oh, give me a shilling and I will port you to.
That's how I'm going to be on Ashes of Creation because the class I want to be.
How
a
they
bard.
are, young lass.
Yeah,
I'm just going to sing all the time.
Nah, it's just like MMOs will never be the same because they've been
Homogenized.
yeah they've just been put into a box where everything's min-max. It's not about the journey anymore. It's about getting to the end and killing a big major boss and getting yourself loot. When before, back in the day in EverQuest and early World of Warcraft, it was about your character and its journey over 3 months' time.
If I was going to play MMO, that's all I'd focus on would be the journey and exploring and stuff like that, figuring out this world. That's why I like open world games now.
You might like Ashes of Creation.
Yeah.
I don't want to sign up for anything with a rolling monthly subscription because I'll forget and I just won't play it, and it'll be like a year and a half later. I'm like, I should turn that off later, and then another year and a half will go on.
Well, that's why I liked EverQuest. Me and my friend Anthony, we would all like school long, like during our school week, we would talk about what we're going to do on Friday. And like, I've never been to Freeport in EverQuest. And it would take like a 3 or 4 hour journey just to get there. And I was like, okay, we're going to log on at this time with our 56K connection at 10 p.m. because
Listen to that long ass noise.
knew my mom was not going to pick up the phone at the time. And then from there, we would just,
God, how did EverQuest run on a 56K?
it was, I don't know.
Was it like,
No, I mean,
really?
it was just like a regular experience,
Wow.
I guess. But
I tried to play Emerald Tournament on a 56K modem and it did not go well.
yeah, I just remember it being a regular experience. But like, our whole night wasn't based around leveling. It was based around like exploring a place that we had never been before. And that doesn't happen anymore because I can easily just Google something in YouTube. I can just like Google something.
You can Google something on YouTube.
It will bring me to a YouTube video, and then I see the area that I've never seen before, and it's just like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Video games are different than what they were 15 years ago because you can get spoiled so easily, or like it just like, I don't know. That's why when I hear about Ashes of Creation, I know that it's not going to be what he says because I've already been like told that with Age of Conan and
and that's the way all MMOs start out. It's like it's going to be all this, and then it's like, well, that's coming in 6 months.
Yeah, or that didn't work because they were talking about like having siege battles of like 200 versus 200. That shit's going to be like
Laggy.
It's going to be almost impossible to understand what's going on because
and it's hard to make games that are just that, let alone an MMO.
Yeah,
on top of it.
It's just I don't know. I'm finding things that I can do solo more fun nowadays. Like the Flight Simulator is coming out this month.
Oh yeah.
And I'm kind of like looking forward to playing that, and I've been looking online to
get a
get
stick.
Yeah,
He was thinking about it.
Yeah. There's one at Best Buy that I was going to buy, and it's just like...
Those things are so cool.
I kind of enjoy the idea of being able to get off work and being like, I'm just going to sit here with my headphones on, with music playing, and I'm just going to fly and see what happens.
I'd rather... that doesn't appeal to me, but I would like to have a steering wheel and like a shifter for like something like Forza Horizon or something like that. That'd be relaxing to me. Just like, yeah! Well, it'd probably be relaxing. I'd be fucking adrenaline pumping, but damn. That sounds like a lot of fun.
You could do what they did with NASCAR when nobody was driving, and they had like these. All the NASCAR drivers were running on the server where they had this like full setup with like screens and like they were racing and all that stuff. And there was a controversy where someone came and drove he was saying that he was driving, but he ended up like having someone come in that was a professional video game driver come in and beat everyone. So I don't know.
Like do that with a nice VR headset too.
We went off on a tangent of World of Warcraft, but that's what we've been playing. Yeah,
it was legitimately on the list.
That's pretty much all I've been playing,
except for my
stupid I've been playing a dumb Marvel game on my phone.
I got a phone game too. It's not new though. Kathy Brown's phone's been blown up since I hit the record button. Our friend has called her like 3 times. Like, what the hell's going on?
I know. I just messaged her to make sure it wasn't like an emergency.
Yeah, I don't know why he's not calling me. I've known the dude for, well, I'm probably not longer than you, but we're better friends than you.
Whatever. That's a fucking lie.
Really?
We're better friends than y'all are.
That's not true at all.
You've been playing the new Animal Crossing update, Kathy?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah, on the way over here, she's like, I can't find a fucking pearl.
Yeah.
I found a pearl like one time. I'm trying to create all the mermaid furniture.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to find a pearl since.
Pearls
I even
fucking
Googled it. I was like, where are the fucking pearls? And I read this thing about the bubble sequence. And I'm like, well, that shit doesn't really help me find pearls.
Have you seen fireworks every Sunday?
I have, yeah. I have seen the fireworks. That's been pretty cool.
I did custom fireworks.
You can do custom fireworks?
Yeah, you go talk to Isabel and you choose something from your thing.
I'll have to try that out. That's awesome.
I'm afraid I'm going to go back to my town and everybody's going to be moved out. And
I'm sure he has like new villagers because everybody moved out because he hasn't been there so long.
I'll be devastated if my kangaroo left.
Oh, 100% he's probably gone.
I'm just imagining Kathy's village with everyone's houses being like 10 times bigger than my little hut down by the beach.
You never check your mail because every time I go to the store, which is right next to your house, your mail is just going off.
I put up a video of me playing it back in like April or May just by myself, and I think that's the last time I turned that game on. That was it.
I haven't played it since the first update. I didn't even play the first update, so I don't know. I got my enjoyment out of it. I was like, and then that was it.
Well, I think I have too for the most part. But I think that sometimes when I get home and my brain is just so busy and spinning and full of like life and work stuff, I'm like, I just need an activity, and I need the activity to be very easy and mindless. And this is what I go to.
I know the exact day I stopped playing because it was something I was irrational over for some reason.
That's usually why he stops playing.
It was like I had bought all these bells, and Shelby like had sold at like her friends for like a really high price, and she didn't even like tell me. And I got really mad over it. But after a while, I started thinking about it, like, why am I getting mad over stupid ass bells? And that was it for me. I was like, that's a dumb thing to get mad over. I'm done playing a stupid game. Like that was just.
I ended up taking his Switch and going and selling them anyway.
Well, it was on my birthday too, so I felt a little betrayed. I was like,
that's funny.
I was like, it's on my birthday.
Betrayed.
Like I've been sitting at home all day, and you didn't even. But yeah, it was something stupid and irrational, and it made no sense why I was mad over it, because it's just like dumb currency, a dumb bell currency in a game. So I was just like, that's.
Bitch better have my bells. It's my favorite mode.
That's right.
I think it was because of the week before too. I had all my stuff spoiled. So,
your turnips spoil? Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Y'all got any tips on finding gold?
Gold nuggets?
Mm-hmm.
Gold nuggets.
Just hit every rock.
Well, yeah. Okay.
Go to different islands. Hit the rocks.
Hit the rocks there. Hit the rocks everywhere. I guess my point of interest right now is like buying stuff from Nook's Cranny. Like I just want.
Mine's buying clothes from the Able
collect the
Sisters.
stuff.
Yeah.
I go in there, but I'm like, man, this ain't cute. I ain't getting it. But sometimes I see cute stuff and I'll get it.
Mm-hmm.
But the furniture, I just want everything.
I just don't have good options at my Nick's Cranny. Like, they never have good furniture options. And if they do, it's fucking 100,000 bells or more.
Well, that's
It's
true.
expensive.
At some point, since you've been playing a long time, I've been playing a long time. We gotta get our Switches together. I want to look at what's your shop. I want to place my order with you. And you look through my shop, I'll place the order. And we'll swap. And
Well,
that
you
way-
can always come to mine and buy it.
Can I buy it straight from your,
Nick's Cranny? Or are you talking about the
I'm
catalog?
talking about the catalog.
Oh. So, yeah. So I can mail it to you.
Yeah. But I gotta see the whole list of what you got.
That's true. We can do
So-
that one time. We can do that.
So that'll be good.
What else you been playing?
But my big thing that I've been playing right now is Dragon Quest Builders 2.
Yes.
I don't know how many hours, maybe 20.
That game tells you them, doesn't it?
Yeah,
the
but
save
every
screen?
time I save, it's like the same time. So I'm
Oh,
like, what does this
it's
number mean?
probably just telling you the time that you're saving.
Well, I guess I do play it at the same time.
Yeah,
pretty
after work.
much every day. So I guess that makes sense. And
So
it
she
must
did
be
take it from you.
military
Yes, she did.
time. Well, whatever. Dragon Quest is my thing. Like, I love Dragon Quest. Better
Yeah,
than
Andy.
you.
Someone bought the Dragon Quest games before.
You already
I was buying
stole
Dragon Quest games
Persona
before we even
from
started
me.
dating.
Okay.
But anyway, this isn't really like a regular Dragon Quest game.
No,
It's
it
more
is not.
like a blend of Minecraft, Stardew Valley, and Ever Oasis. So it's very Stardew Valley-like because there seems to be a lot of farming thus far.
With a big worm. You got a big worm buddy in a hat.
Yeah, so there's a lot of farming, and there's like a day and night thing, which I guess Minecraft has that too, where time passes.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Minecraft in that everything's really blocky, and you get materials and you make something else out of them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Ever Oasis, because Ever Oasis, you would pretty much go out on these missions and you'd find a person and then you bring them back to come live in your community.
That's kind of like Animal Crossing too, where you go to islands and
Yeah.
come live on my island.
Yeah, so yeah, it's kind of like that too. So I started out on this like ship, and I was a prisoner,
Oh.
and I'm a builder, and apparently no one likes a builder.
Builders are bad. In this
Builders
game.
are bad news. Builders are like the devil, pretty much.
Out of here,
Yeah.
builder.
Yeah.
But
Take your
in the
hammer
first
and
game, no one knew what build was. Like, what is build? Like,
does build mean?
What? You do what?
It's weird.
Yeah.
So the ship wrecks. I end up on this island with this guy who, in the intro scene, kind of details as like the main villain. And
Yeah, you're rolling around with a very
his
clearly
name's
evil person.
Malroth, and he's cool as hell, man.
he's got like purple eyes and like black streaky hair.
We're
and
like friends.
He's a
So,
bad guy.
I don't know. I don't think he knows he's a bad guy.
Thinking
I really don't. Which he did say that he had amnesia. So
Oh.
I really don't think he knows that he's a
And I
bad
do
guy.
believe that. What'd you say it was? Malroth?
Uh-huh.
I believe that's the name of the bad guy in Dragon Quest 2.
Well, Malroth wants to build. He's like, man, can I try building this? And then he fucks it up, and he's like, man, I can't build. I can only destroy. So,
everything
true.
I touch turns
Yep.
to ash.
well, I go to this island, and all this, like, soil is spoiled and rotten. You can't grow things. There's, like, this pink mist and these spores, and the whole island's, like, pretty much infected with the Rona. That's what it felt like. And there's this church, which Dragon Quest has always got a church in it, pretty much. But this is
Yeah,
a different church.
that's where you save.
This isn't the regular church. This is like, they call it the Children of Hargon. and they don't like builders. They just want like everything to rot, and somehow they convince the people to believe that builders are bad. And so I come and I'm like this builder. I'm gonna build shit. And I found somebody who was really passionate about farming named Rosie. And so that kind of thing spiraled from there. And we ended up building this like nice little town with some pumpkins and some tomatoes and some sugar cane. And I built this big old
I got all that
tree,
stuff in Minecraft.
and it was cool. So now that I did all that stuff, half the people in the village came to live with me on my other deserted
Second village?
island. Yeah. So I sort of abandoned that.
Yeah, I was
stuff
telling
there.
you that I think the game
You left them.
you go from place to place, and like the whole goal is to build it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's very directed.
Yes,
I guess you could get creative like Minecraft and do whatever the hell you wanted to.
that's one thing I've heard. I don't mean to cut you off, but I guess once you beat the game, it becomes like Minecraft. Like you can play with your friends and like go into your world and build stuff and do all that type of thing. And like, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I could see it building up to that. But it's very quest based now.
You have to beat
I
the game
need
first.
this,
Yeah.
and then you'll get that stuff together, and then I need this, and it just keeps going.
Yeah, it was $20 on PS4 last time when I bought it. It's not bad.
I'd highly recommend it. I think it's a wonderful. And I think Minecraft is really overwhelming. And this is prettier than Minecraft, I think.
You might be right.
It's like more colorful and more finished looking.
I didn't have Minecraft on my list, but I did have questions to ask about that once we get there. But,
About Minecraft?
yeah. Anything
So,
else?
Just that I've been playing Persona. Not super.
I don't think you've played
like a whole lot lately.
Persona
but
since you started Dragon Quest Builders.
I'm getting ready. That's true, but I'm getting ready to go into the dungeon where.
Spaceman?
Yeah.
The UFO?
Maru's daughter or father?
The burger, something
Big Bang Burger?
Big Bang
Oh,
Burger
yeah.
place. Yeah, so that's where I'm at. Andy says I have a really long way to go.
Yeah, that's the halfway point.
God damn it.
Shelby's never picking it back up
I don't know. If I did, I probably wouldn't. I could probably pick it back up and remember all the controls.
Yeah,
know
I was
will.
doing my
Yeah.
I use a guide, though.
I was doing
I'll be
my
honest.
Persona 4 stream, and I was using a emulator in our copy of Persona 4 on the PS2 to make it look better because you can upscale all the textures and
Okay.
stuff. Not upscale the textures, but upscale the resolution. And yeah, it really took the wind out of my sails when they released that on Steam. The better version that runs at 60 frames a second, and it's got all the Persona. I was like, oh my god! So I probably won't stream that anymore because that really just
Man,
took the
suck
wind
it
out of
up.
my sails completely. Like I could be
Suck
playing
it
a better
up.
version, like a totally better version that
Just
looks better.
deal
and
with it. They want nothing
and
wrong
since
with
16
the
by
version
9 and-
you were playing. Want nothing wrong.
You've never
with
played the PS2 version.
It. Well, I'm sure it is great.
Okay. No, I can't. God, that really sucked. Anyway,
You have Minecraft questions?
Minecraft Minute. I think I said it last time that I finished my great work. I finished it again. I replaced some of the blocks with different blocks, and I'm officially going to start my next one. But so I know on the Java version, the original version that came out, you can download like shaders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Can you do that with the Bedrock version, the Windows 10 version?
I'm
I
not
couldn't.
Sure.
I could find.
I thought there was supposed to be like a whole new like update with like ray tracing and all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a different version than the Bedrock version. Even so, but no, if you look at some of the shaders and stuff and different things that people are putting out for the Java version, it's insane. It looks incredible. And I did find some stuff for the Bedrock version, but it didn't look the same. It looked, I don't know, it looked bad. It looked worse than the base version, I think.
Yeah.
So I just want to know if y'all heard anything, because I would like to gussy that version up if I could.
I know Shelby played it last Sunday.
Yeah, I was tearing down my house that I built.
Yeah, I went over there. I was like, look, there's chests on the walls now.
Build it, and it's just going to be for me now.
I built my
And I built a room in the basement for Rory, and that's it.
I built
I got a castle.
my my blacksmithing area, and then I was like, Okay.
Well, everybody started building in different areas, and now I feel like
That's
I'm
what
all
you're
by
supposed
myself.
to do. You're supposed to like,
Well, I wanted to have a city.
I'm not that far away.
You can still have a city.
Pixel Pup City.
You know what my idea of doing something was?
Huh.
A fucking theme park.
Oh.
Like I was gonna make a roller coaster and shit.
Oh my god. You need so much
Yeah.
fucking gold for that
Speaking of
shit,
theme
man.
park,
I've got some gold.
they have like a server, like a Minecraft server that has all the real life theme parks in it.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
There's a Disney one.
Yeah,
and
there's
it's
like
all of
Magic Kingdom. There's Universal Studios. I mean, it's like legit.
The rides and everything.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
Well, I want to make my own. I already got that big Pixel Pup podcast signed. This, I mean, you can see it from your house. Like,
Yeah,
it's like
I can
boom.
see it.
It's huge. You can't see my big thing that I made, but I wanted to flat out all that land, everything. I already got tunnels going back and forth to y'all's house in all different ways. Like I've played the snot out of that
He's
game.
like an ant.
Uh,
It's like-
But yeah, Minecraft is Minecraft.
Maybe I'll learn to like it after I do this Dragon Quest stuff.
Yeah, but it's different.
It took me a while. I would rather play on peaceful mode because I just hate dealing with mobs. That's my
I
thing.
could literally turn it off. If everybody wanted to be on peaceful mode, I can turn it off.
I build quicker and I build more on peaceful mode.
Yeah.
I feel like I would lose my incentive to play if I didn't have to work for everything.
Yeah.
You know what? They have that in Dragon Quest Builders too. Just I'll be peacefully doing my thing. All of a sudden, some spiders and
Yep.
some
Fucking-
bats.
But literally the worst thing, it's the beginning parts of Minecraft that you run into is the creeper, which I don't think there's a version of that in Dragon Quest Builders 2 because it explodes and it destroys your shit that you built.
Well, they will tear up your shit. These mobs that come will tear up your stuff.
But I feel like in that game, do you have like an attachment to like a building? Like I worked so hard on this, I had to grab this resource and this resource to make this resource, so I can. There's none of that.
Yeah, I'm attached.
You're not
I
attached.
built it. I'm attached.
What do you see? What do you see my tower in Minecraft? See
I'm
how attached?
attached.
How attached I am. My big E. My big E. I got a big E,
I
y'all.
don't want to
Tower Sarma.
repair. I just want
Yes.
to create. I don't want to be no maintenance person.
Oh my God, I'm the maintenance person. I am.
I'm gonna build a small house, but underneath it is gonna be this whole thing.
I'm gonna make a bigger tower than I have right now,
Build a tower on your tower.
and it's gonna have the white hand of Saruman on it.
God damn it!
So Josh, what you been playing? If it
That-
ain't Ghost of Tsushima,
Just wow.
Wow.
just wow.
Yeah. Doing mythics.
Yeah, not playing.
Getting mad at people.
He'll take me places sometimes.
I literally carted your ass like all around Azeroth just to make sure you got what you needed.
I know.
I
And
you
he
money.
gave me 10,000 gold. He's
I-
my sugar daddy.
Oh,
As soon
man.
as she spawned in the world, I was like, here.
Here.
I'm like, no, I've given you almost like
That's-
20,000 of this.
That's what I'm gonna do. What I'm do with Kathy if she ever joins the server for the Pixel Puff in Minecraft. I was like, here's all these diamonds. Here's a diamond pickaxe, sword. You can. Here's all this material. Make whatever you want. So I've skipped all that beginning part
Yep.
for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Josh has been my sugar daddy in World of Warcraft.
Yeah. I was like,
Hold
she
my
was
hand
getting
through the whole
frustrated
thing.
one day. I was like, okay, we're going to take you to get some heirloom armor. And I
He got me
gave her
some.
money and she paid, plopped her back out in the world. She's like, oh, wow, I can kill things a lot quicker now. It's like, there you go.
That's too
There's
funny.
there's like a fine line between like I don't want to like carry her through the experience because it'll be detrimental to her
Yeah.
when she gets to the higher level, but I want to like help her get over humps that some people might have difficulty with.
I still don't know what the storyline is. All I know is
You're not reading the quest.
I'm just helping people in different areas. Help them.
She's like, I love storylines in games. And I'm like, you're not reading
don't wanna
any of
read.
the quest. Well then,
I enjoy doing the quest and killing the things, but I just feel like I shouldn't have to read all this shit.
that's RPGs.
Yep.
Why
Even
can't they
the
just
Dragon
talk to
Quest
me?
builders, man, they talk too much.
That's Dragon Quest.
Too much.
Yeah, but that's because the dialogue pops up on the screen, right? Like a Pokemon game, or you
Yeah.
know, like this is. I have to pull up the map and click the quest and read the quest. They're not talking to me.
That's in the movies.
Well then
I'm not used to playing MMOs.
I
I
wouldn't
know.
be reading that either.
Reminds me of like playing Morrowind when you you get a quest, you're like, you have to read the entire goddamn thing just to know which building to go into. Whatever.
I skim it to know what mobs I need to kill.
It gets better every time. Like, as more expansions come in, things are more dialogue-y, I guess. Like, you actually hear them say certain things.
Yeah.
And
Wasn't like the Old Republic the first like fully voiced MMO or something like that? Yeah.
the only other
I
game
wouldn't
right
mind
now that
playing
does, like,
Cold
fully... I mean, it's Elder Scrolls Online. Like, almost every quest in that game is...
Is voiced.
Yeah.
I might like that.
I feel like I should reinstall that game on the PS4, but like even back then when games were smaller, I feel like when that game came out, it still took up 100 gigs of space on
Yeah.
Oh,
the
it's a
PS4.
huge game.
It's a huge game.
Yeah. So video games.
What
more.
else are we talking about? The Xbox thing?
I still got 2 more games.
Ah.
2020 is the year for me. I've got a.
Andy plays too many games.
I got a document of all the games I've beaten this year, and I'm gonna make it long as hell before it's all said and done. So
Astrobot.
yeah, I finally beat Astrobot. Not much to say. Still one of my favorite VR experiences, and I it's highly recommended. So if y'all got a PSVR, I'd recommend picking it up. I've seen it for cheap at Walmart's here lately, for like $14 or something like that, and I think it's totally worth that. And also, since the last podcast, I picked up Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, the remake
Oh.
on 3DS, which came out a few years ago. I think it came out like 2018. And
You just beat that.
yes, so it is kind of the third pillar of the Mario RPG type of games. There was Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo, and then there's Paper Mario, and then there's this. And this is the first one. It's a remake. And it came out on the GBA originally. We had the GBA version, and that's the one I wanted to play because I remember seeing videos of this one on 3DS and thinking it looked like shit. I didn't like the new art style, and I thought the other one was more colorful and more solid colors. It didn't look like fuzzy, I guess. But I fucked up and watched too many YouTube videos about the 3DS remake and talked about all the different stuff they added, like this map and all this other stuff. I was like, that does sound really convenient. So I stopped playing the GBA version, got this one, and I just beat it this past Wednesday or whatever, Thursday. I can't remember. But man, that game's really good. Just a super nice, breezy playthrough. I think it took me like 20 hours. And
Now you're on to another game.
yeah, I started playing New Super Mario Bros. 2 on the 3DS. It was like $5 at Target last summer, and I finally opened it up this past week to play it. And that game's gonna be short. There's nothing really to talk about there. But the only part of the game that I didn't like that much was the final dungeon. It just took too long. Like I felt like everything else in the game, like you could do in a sitting. You can just say, okay, you have to go from this point to this point, do this little dungeon. You could do it in like, 30 to 45 minutes. Like it's a portable game.
Yeah.
But the last dungeon was long. You could fight every single Koopa kid in a boss battle, and they do different things.
Man.
Yeah, one of them I had to turn the damn easy mode on because it's very timing based it's like a turn based RPG like Persona, but it's very timing based with your attacks and your defenses and stuff. And I could not get the timing right on that boss battle, so I had to turn it on for that one boss battle and turn it back off. But
Well, that's
yeah.
cool that you could change it.
Yes, as soon as you die in any battle, it says you want to restart in easy mode. I'm like, no, fuck you, game. But that one I was like, yes. After I died like the 10th time.
Yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Because I don't want to do it. Well, it's one of those boss battles where it's not like I'm not going to figure this out. It's like, no, there's just one thing that you have to do exactly right. And you have 3 minutes to do it in, or whatever. Like it's basically like this like comet coming towards you or whatever, and you have to like dodge it just right to send it back to him, the bad guy, or it's an instant death for you. So I just wasn't doing it right. I was like, fuck. So I turned easy mode on, so it made the timing different or a little bit easier to deal with. So that was that. But yeah, I recommend it. Already before I even beat it, I bought. They did a 3DS remake of Bowser's Inside Story, which is not the sequel to Superstar Saga. That would be Partners in Time, but it was the other DS Mario and Luigi game. So I got that one in the shrink wrap. I'll play that, but I didn't want it to go straight from one to the other. I wanted a little break because I still got Ghost of Tsushima I'm playing. I'm gonna play this Mario game, and for whatever reason, I started playing 10 Million again on the iPhone. Kathy Brown, do you remember that game? I don't think I talked to you about it.
Oh, yeah, you did talk to me about it.
Yeah, we had it on the iPad, remember? That game was fun as hell. Y'all ever play it? 10 Million? Oh,
I
God.
played Tap Tap Revenge.
You should play 10 Million.
Tap, revenge.
It's,
Let me see it. Pull it up. want to make sure it's the game I think it is.
Um,
Oh, that isn't the game that I thought it was.
yeah, it's where you.
Is it a side scroller?
Yes, so I got it pulled up right now. You're this little dude, and basically the idea of the game is to get the score of 10 million to get out of this dungeon. And so the dungeon it's like a runner where you're constantly moving, but to do anything, you're playing this little match 3 type thing or match whatever.
Like Bejeweled or
Yeah, so I'm fighting the skeleton dude, so I have to match like either the swords or the little wands to do damage to him, and then I'll keep moving. And you can get like stone and wood to help build your little dungeon place to get out of.
Do what?
But yeah, it's
Do what?
like $2.99 on the App Store. It's really old because I beat it on the iPad. God, it must have been 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. And they made a sequel called You Must Build a Boat, which is essentially the same game, but I just didn't like it as much. But
But you build a boat.
yeah, that's games. Let me close this. Boom.
I
Okay.
don't even know if we want to talk too much. I mean, is there much to talk about with the Xbox thing? other
Fable.
than-
Fable.
Yeah, there was 2 things, but even Fable,
Fable.
like
It was just
it was a CG trailer,
Yeah.
like a frog ate a fairy, and that's it,
What?
and a fart noise.
Oh my.
the only
That's
thing I want to
much.
know is
That's
is
the
it a
only-
reimagining? It's obviously not a remake.
They show a castle, so it's not. It seems like they're going back, like because Fable 2 and 3, you were getting closer into like Industrial Revolution style
Right, but
smokestacks.
I definitely don't think it's a remake of the first one because
No.
I don't remember.
No, it cannot be a remake of the first.
No.
The first one's so paper thin now,
Right,
and they already did it. They did it on 360.
right. So I think it's a.
I think it's a new game.
It's a new game,
Well,
but I don't know if it's
Restart.
like a sequel because, like in the third one, you're the king or queen. So what can you do after that?
I know what happened after that game was over for me. It's a bunch of dead people in the streets.
I
Slaughter time.
cannot. Every time I play that game, I'm like, I'm gonna do bad this time. Never do.
No, it doesn't matter if you
Never
do bad or not. At the end of that game, they're like, you have 1 year to get ready for this big attack coming up.
And no matter how much money you save,
And
it
then-
don't fucking matter.
Then it says, you do one day, you have 364 days left. Then 363, and then you do another day, and it's like, you got 120. You're like, wait, what happened to those other days?
Exactly.
And then it goes down to like 5. You're like, what? I wasn't ready. Like, I don't have time to do all this stuff. And like, yeah, half my population died at the end of that game.
That's funny.
All my playthroughs I did of that, like I did one playthrough where I tried to like keep all my promises,
Yeah.
and then I tried not keeping all my promises, but I still kept some of my promises. I have not played that game and backstabbed everybody that helped me because I knew they would die if I did. But I did. Can I say I got an achievement by accident the last time that I played Fable 3, and I didn't even know that I got it until I beat the game, where I played the game without being knocked out a single time.
Oh wow.
Oh, yeah.
And I got
that
that
sounds
achievement.
impressive.
And it popped up. I was like, oh, what's that?
Is it something like not a scratch? Because like,
Yeah.
because you literally get scars on your face when you
Yes.
die. Yeah.
And,
Wow.
it popped up, and I was like, what's that achievement? And I looked at it, I was like, I didn't even notice.
Yeah.
That's
I
awesome.
did not even notice.
I need to check my achievements, see if I got it. I don't think I did.
But I've been waiting for a sequel to, like, an actual sequel to a Fable game, not that bullshit Kinect game that came out.
The Journey. There's also Fable Heroes on Xbox Live Arcade, which was supposed to be shit.
Yeah. I've been waiting for a storyline Fable game for, like, since
I was
3.
so kind of excited to like, even though Fable 3 would kind of ended with a thud for me.
Yeah, it was kind of abrupt.
I was super excited to see what they do on the Xbox One, and then they just didn't make anything for a whole generation. And so
Well, that's because didn't Lionshead or whoever made the game, they're not a studio anymore.
yeah.
So,
This is getting the new one's getting made by Playground Games, the same people made Forza Horizon, which is interesting.
So I'm interested to
That
see
is
what the graphics
interesting.
are going to look like
Yeah.
and how they do the story.
Microsoft likes to get studios and be like, oh, look at all these studios we have, and then they go,
Yeah.
gobble you up, and we're going to put your assets somewhere else.
Yeah. What else came out during that presentation?
But I feel like half of it was that Halo playthrough.
I'm not.
I like the
after
fact that-
Halo 3, I was done.
I like the fact that
Halo Reach is my favorite one.
I like the fact that multiplayer is going to be
Free.
free.
Yeah.
So That'd be
And it's
fun.
like free. Like you,
Free.
like not only do you have to like you just download it, you don't have to have Xbox Gold to play it. So you
Oh,
just,
wow.
Yeah, you just play
Well, it
it.
sounds like that Xbox in general is getting away
getting rid
from
of gold.
branding. Like they're rebranded like Game Pass. They just call it Game Pass now.
Yeah.
And there's rumors that they're going to try to bring that on to PlayStation and other consoles.
Yeah, I think I read something that someone from Microsoft made a statement about that, and they're like, yeah, they said no.
They
Like,
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of shut down.
Uh,
Like I felt like that rumor came up, and then immediately it was like, yeah, you know what?
yeah.
M-
Game
maybe
Pass
our
is
partners.
still like 100% the best bang for your buck.
It is, and I'm subscribed to it. I just don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
think I only use it for Sea of Thieves. and
I
that's
have
about
it. Flight Simulator is coming out this month, and I'm not gonna have to pay for it. I'll just buy
And,
it.
and Minecraft, the Bedrock Edition on PC was not on Game Pass. I had to buy it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, all of the first party stuff is coming out on Game Pass
Oh,
day
wow.
one.
Yeah, and it was very. It's cool to just every so often I'll scroll through it and like, oh, check this out. That's how I played Streets of Rage 4 on the last podcast. It was on Game Pass, and I played it and beat it in a day. I'm like, I didn't pay a dime for this. Well, I mean,
I'm gonna have
besides
to
the-
struggle. I don't want to get both consoles right off the bat, but I'm gonna have a struggle with deciding between which one.
I would need a release date for Fable.
that's not this year.
I know it's not this year. That
I gotta get an Xbox because that's what my brother plays on, and like
I like the games that they're releasing for PlayStation.
Yeah, the first party,
They have more games coming out that
and
I'm interested in.
they fucking killed it this generation.
Or
Like,
we could do I buy PlayStation, you buy Xbox, and we just have to share for a while.
yeah.
Because I want the
But you want the
digital.
discless.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't. I want to own my games. You don't.
yeah, and that's why getting the Xbox, like the Game Pass is great, but I don't own those games. You know, you know what I mean? And like, I'm not incentivized to buy a physical version because it's like, well, it's free right here.
You're already doing it with Game Pass.
Oh no, I'm doing it with Game Pass because I'm playing games that I would never buy in the first place.
I'm getting the discless one.
It is the prettier of the two. It's more symmetrical.
It does have like a weird hump. It's like a hunchback hump.
I mean,
But
my favorite Disney movie is Hunchback.
I guess we're all getting Avengers on PlayStation.
on PlayStation. So,
Are you getting it?
are you gonna get Avengers when it comes out?
too much about it.
Andy said he doesn't know much about it.
Yeah. I
Andy went to go get a burr.
A bar.
yeah. I mean, I guess I'm getting.
6-pack. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the fact that
Picks a pup for nothing.
Sony got free, or not free, but Sony locked down Spider-Man. Well, I guess it's a Sony product anyway, like
Yeah.
property. But
Still on,
it's
yeah.
just I hate exclusive console stuff, man. I really I feel like it's
You think-
anti-consumer.
Yeah.
Well, they're always going to be that way when first party stuff later.
Yeah.
You
but
think by
I s-
now they would do cross-platforming, you know?
I
Yeah,
feel like they're only going to do it if it's the biggest fucking game in the world, like Minecraft. Like that's on everything. That's just probably because it was the biggest game in the world at some point, and like it already had the precedent of being on everything before Microsoft bought Mojang.
Right.
because I was originally going to get it on the PC. Like I was going
What,
to get
Avengers?
Avengers on the PC, but it seems like they're not going to have cross-platform and not being able to play Spider-Man, which is
I feel like this generation, the next one coming up, PS5, Xbox Series X, all that stuff, it will be solved. Like
yeah.
we got so close with this past generation that they'll get.
What's crazy right now is Fall Guys is not cross-platform right at the moment.
I love it. It's so fun.
But they've said it's coming in. Like they're going to be cross-platform, but I guess they just weren't.
It seems like a game that came in hot, like just like
dude, everybody's playing it.
Like
And it's-
well, I'm just talking about like you heard about it, and then it's on PS Plus, and it's out right now.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know it's
Oh,
like a
yeah.
month-long little window there.
yeah, it's. I guess we can get into this because that's what we've been playing. Well, that's what we played
We'll play
today.
a couple of rounds after this.
Yeah, it's like MXC,
Yeah.
but in a video game. I don't know how.
Did you
it's
watch
like,
MXC?
It's the Ninja Warrior shit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you,
so
you
great.
have like things that are straight out of that TV show where like you run into a wall and the wall might not break down and then you get fucked and everybody bashes in behind you. And the only thing I don't like about the game is you're playing by you're your own person and then you get put on these teams
Yeah.
and then like no matter how well you do running through obstacle courses, you can get put on a team and lose
Yeah.
because your team wasn't that good. And it just, I wish
there wasn't a team element. I wish it was all single.
Yeah,
Single
I
player.
don't like in MXC. There was no team element really. It's just I just want to.
Maybe it's something to break out to, you know. I imagine this would be a Rocket League type of thing where the game it starts out with kind of is a little bit different towards the end.
Which is funny that the same creators of this game were the ones that made that like Dick game where like
General Jousting.
Yeah. And they actually have some of the sounds because you're like wait,
They definitely recycled some sounds.
because when you're jumping, that's the sound of you popping out.
A little squirt.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna lean more towards. We might both just get PlayStations to start off, so we can play the Avengers game with Rory and stuff.
I mean, we can play it on.
It's coming out on PS4.
Yeah. It comes out the 4th. It comes out less than a month.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The reason I asked you is like we'll all 4 jump in and be Avengers. I think it'd be fun.
Which Avenger would you be?
No idea.
Name of Avenger, Kathy Brown. There you go. That's what you should ask.
Yeah.
I can't. Not up to snuff on
I'm
that.
just
My
interested to
closest
see-
relationship with the Avengers is the Data East arcade game that came out in the early 90s.
I'm just interested to see like what the online portion's all about because apparently it's supposed to be like you play the entire single player, but then like you have this entire online experience too. So, I mean, I guess I could go and look it up because they're beta testing it right now, but I don't know.
I don't even know what that game looks like. I don't think I've seen anything
It
on
looks
it.
pretty good.
Yeah. The only character design that's kind of weird is Captain America looks a little too. I think he looks a little too militaristic, or
Does
like
Hold on.
he looks more like a police officer in
Yes.
Captain America garb than like what I would think of Captain America being. Everybody else looks cool.
No, he looks.
I'd have to look it up.
But that's the next big release coming out.
Now, the next big release for me coming out is Rogue Legacy 2. Oh, yeah. God damn, I'm so excited for that game.
Yeah, you
I
were talking
fucking
about that
love
last
the
year.
first Rogue Legacy. And I cannot wait for the second one. I hope they get
Did you love it?
hope it gets
I
a
don't
physical
like it.
version.
It's too bulky and weird looking.
What do you think, Cat Brown?
I'm gonna instantly find a different
I like it.
uniform for him. But I don't know. I guess that's what's going on.
That's what's been going on in games in our lives and with the Pixel Pub. So I think that's as good as any time to wrap it up.
Let's play some Fall Guys.
What do you think? Cat Brown's about to fall asleep.
Yeah. How about
I can see it.
I want to leave it with a fuck you, Vince McMahon.
Oh yeah.
I just want to eat my candy now.
Yeah, wrestling's been weird, y'all.
I just
Yeah.
want to eat my candy that I got earlier.
Well,
She has some Sour Patch.
let's sign off and you can open up that bag of candy. So,
Candy time.
what you guys say, Cat Brown?
Bye, y'all.
What y'all got to say?
Bye, Internet.
Bye.
Peace out.
Lulu says bye.